All right, let's get to our game here. Browns. Last week, this was a 5.5-point spread, so it's already gone up 3 points. It's at 8.5. Packers have looked like maybe a top 2, top 3 team. Maybe the Bills would be ahead of them, but I really don't know. But Green Bay looks to be one of the best teams in the NFL. So 8.5-point favorites. They come to Cleveland this Sunday. They are 2-0. The Browns are 0-2. The over-under currently, this is Monday night. We are recording this, is 42.5. So thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Green Bay's look like a juggernaut. Their defense has been absolutely tremendous, holding Detroit down and then holding Washington down. I know Washington got some garbage yardage and points late, but just completely dominant. And they're just when you look at what makes the defense great, it's that ability to be able to rush the passer, with four. You're not bringing blitzes, right? You can rush with your front four. And your coverage guys can play one-on-one, and they can also, and basically in every, I guess what I'm trying to say is every layer of their defense is dominant, and they've been able to get to the passer so quickly. And you got Micah Parsons, who's just a game wrecker, and they're kind of using him right now as like I know he's a little bit banged up, and maybe that's part of it, but they're almost like keeping him on a pitch count. But they're able to, because they have so much depth, they're able to bring him in on third downs or like obvious passing situation and just cut him loose. And so clearly it's going to be a tall order. Like I said earlier, it's going to be hard to get points. It's going to be hard to sustain yardage. And the other side of the ball, Jordan Love's played really well. Jacobs has done well at running back. They have a whole kind of stable of wide receivers that can kind of, that I think Love threw to like 10 guys maybe in the first game, something along those lines. They throw to a lot of different guys. Tucker Kraft's a great tight end. It's just a solid team across the board. They're going to have a ton of fans there. So clearly a very difficult game. And, if I were pressed, I would say Green Bay wins and covers. Now, that being said, it is a home game.
Yep.
It is. The defense has been playing well, and we've seen it before. It's like teams can get complacent. Teams that have looked dominant, look like world beaters, can get a little complacent in a game like this. Crazy things can happen, and maybe we can stay in and be competitive in this game. So, I think it's a lopsided matchup, but when you play defense like we do, and the home crowd will be into it, God love them. Hey, if we can force a turnover or make a big play early, then maybe it's a game. And that's all you can really hope for in a game like this, is just to keep it as close as you can for as long as you can and give yourself a chance in the end.
I think
I'd lean Packers and probably like the under.
I like the under in this game too.
Like a 24-10 type game.
Yeah, it feels like a game like if the Browns don't just give up a pick six or a couple turnovers in their territory, it feels like a game they can keep tight for a while. The Packers, I think, are a really, really good team, maybe the best roster in the NFL, but they don't blow you away with Jordan Love's really good. Their receiving core is all good, but I don't see any superstars in that group. Their superstars are on the defensive side of the ball, at least in my opinion. Josh Jacobs, again, on the running back, is good, not great. But they just have a bunch of plus players on every, like you said, at every level on both sides of the field. So I like the under in this game. I think the Packers will win. It's so early. I don't quite have a feel for how I think the game might match up, but I think the Packers win, and it leans towards the under. I think the Browns are going to have a hard time moving the ball, as they have before. But again, maybe they'll surprise us, and we have been surprised with this team before, both good and bad. But I also don't think we want Joe Flacco. I think he's averaging 45 throws a game right now. I think he's got 90 attempts through 2 weeks. So that's just not a good recipe for for winning.